It is Monday, March the 4th, and I got to figure out where to put this. You know what I'm saying? Because not everything is locked up. So there's a couple of little strands that'll come up, and sometimes you'll be like, okay, where the hell do I put this thing? Because you might wrap it around the wrong dread, and then it just looks bad. It just fucks everything up. You know what I'm saying? So you really gotta there's a certain level of expertise that goes along with this. But I believe that I found, yes, it appears that I found the perfect place for it because now, as you can see, it is no longer standing up, making me look like alfalfa Tarzan, like Tarzan alfalfa with that shit sticking up. But as you can see, there's a little bit of flares going on, so you gotta pay attention to it. But it's warming up. We got Mara in the building. We got Stoned Assassin. What's going on? We got Teddy Cool. But it's warming up, and like in the summertime, man, oh my God, having my hair down like this, oh Jesus Christ. It's like just having a big ass mop on your head that just soaks in the sun rays and just, oh God. So you gotta like wear it back and shit like that. I love my hair, but goddamn, man, this shit just gets in the way. You try to eat, like if I'm trying to eat or something, it's just like dangling all in your food. Like you gotta bring it up and everything like that. So yeah, it comes with a cost. And yesterday I went on. We got Jeremy, we got Twin Dragon. I'm just chatting it up. I'm quite stoned right now. I hope y'all don't mind. But yesterday I went on my first outside run of the year. I'm a big endurance guy. I know y'all know I'm into fitness and everything, but I like to run and stuff like that. Running sucks, but there's something about it. Like once you get in the groove, it's just, oh my God, I'm so sore right now. But overall, life is good. Things are moving forward. I am, and man, I feel, I had a little, you can probably see it a little bit, a little sty in my eye, but those things go away. You feel me? So it'll go away in a few oh yeah, Trump. Oh no, 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 no. Well, Trump doesn't. No, see that's where you're wrong, Stoned Assassin, because you would think that Donald Trump shouldn't care about the loss, but you see, his ego and his narcissism are just too grand and too great. So you feel me? Like it's definitely getting up, definitely getting to him. So we're gonna look at that because again, of course, he lost it on purpose. But I mean, it's over. We know it's over. But Trump is a ridiculous human being. So we that's what makes it so funny. At least we get to laugh. So we got Lord of Bananas that continues to be the best name ever. Julio M. Brutus, what's going on? But yes, everybody, I recommend, look, listen, I struggle with mental health issues. I be depressed and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But being outside yesterday made a difference. So it's warming up. I recommend you spend some time in the outdoors. Sigourney, what's going on? Now let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it because normally on Mondays, there's not that much to talk about. But today, there's gonna be a lot to discuss. Man, it took me a while. I mean, normally I've been starting later anyway because I'll just be so damn busy. But I woke up this morning, man. I had to lay my ass back down. My legs was like, "Nah, you bet." My legs was like, "You got me fucked up." Because yesterday again, I just threw myself into running a bunch of miles, and so I'm feeling it today. All right, let's see what we gonna do. What should we start with? And I'm gonna take this gum out my mouth too. I just needed it because I had the cotton mouth thing going on. Water really doesn't solve that very well. But as y'all probably saw, Nikki Haley won in DC yesterday by quite a bit. Guess it's not that surprising. Well, I mean, it's it doesn't say two things. Obviously, Trump has already won the primary. Two, it obviously does not mean that Donald Trump can't and won't win the presidential election. He very may well, but Hey, shit, it's still something. You know what I mean? It's still something. So let's check this out. I want to see how this is written up right here. We're gonna look at it. And then we're gonna look at what Donald Trump had to say about it. Because again, you'd think that a man who so clearly has this primary in the bag would just brush it off. He can't though. He can't do that because Donald Trump is not above those kinds of things. Oh no, 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 no. He's far beneath those kinds of things. And that's why, honestly, that's a lot of why he's so successful. Ironically enough, because people love how stupid he is. It's like, oh, he just does whatever he wants and he gets away with everything. I wish I could be like that. I mean, in a lot of ways, that's kind of what it is. See, oh yeah, it's beautiful all over the place. Teddy Cool, 71 degrees where he's at. We got it's 58 degrees where I'm at. It just, it's trying, it's coming upon us. All right. But yeah, no, I just want to read through this so that we can get to Trump's comments about what he said because I like to keep these things fresh for us. So I'll be reacting to it myself too. Okay, and then Wiz, tomorrow is Super Tuesday, if unless I'm mistaken. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley won her first contest in the Republican presidential nomination race in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Her triumph in the D.C. primary breaks rival Donald Trump's sweep of the Republican presidential voting contest. And again, I just have to say this very quickly. This is the trashiest, worst presidential election in history because Joe Biden is, you just look at the polls and what have you. But then you look at stuff like Nikki Haley taking up like 30% of the vote, then like 30% of those voters like, nah, I ain't gonna vote for Trump. And then Donald Trump consistently underperforming in the polls by like 7, 8, 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, god damn, like I mean, like, that's some shit, man. Because what that means is we still really don't know who the fuck is gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like these two men are so unpopular. They're so unpopular that we really just gonna have to keep on taking it a day at a time because it's like, God damn, Donald, like what's going on? Like you don't really seem to have. I mean, yeah, you got the Republican Party by the balls, but not quite as tight as you used to and results are showing there's a lot of people that in fact ain't gonna show up to the polls for your ass. And then on the other side you got Joe Biden who's just like it's like the solutions to his problems are really simple. It's like, bro, just put your foot down on Netanyahu. That's all you got to do, honestly. Just put your foot down on Netanyahu. Do some shit with weed. You feel me? Free some more prisoners and shit like that. Go a little further on X, Y, and Z, and that's literally all you have to do. That would be all you would have to do. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes. Now let's continue. Um. In the US electoral system, voters head to the polls for either primaries or caucuses, depending on the state they live. Okay, well, this looks like a very overly simplified article, but basically, she wins ahead of Super Tuesday, and we're going to see what happens. But again, I mean, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much over. But I think that for sure, there's going to be some useful data there's going to be a lot of useful data that we're going to get from this. Because again, what we're seeing is it's like, nah, Trump, you, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but we just need to sweep all of these motherfuckers up out of here. You know what I mean? We just got to get rid of the whole goddamn thing. It's like these polls ain't really worth a goddamn. Like how are y'all consistently getting it wrong by 5 to 10 percentage points? Oh, for years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, listen, that may be a project we may have to get on here in politics and paper. We're gonna have to figure this shit out. Because if we can get these pollings back to how, like to a very close percentage point, yo, We'll have all the money in the world to raise for whatever we need it for. But nah, seriously though, shit is fucked up. But we're gonna get a lot of good polling data from this, so we'll keep our eyes open. But all I'm seeing consistently is that both Joe Biden and Donald Trump are like doing everything they can to shrink their chances in November, which is still months away. It's like what I don't I mean, what the fuck is there even to say about this shit? It's like both of these guys just got to get out of here, man. But it's not that simple. We can't do that. One of them has to win in this year. And we've discussed many times all Biden really needs to do. He's not on top of the fact that he's an incumbent president. And then again, it's like, dude, your opponent is Donald Trump. I mean, this dude, I mean, there aren't, he's fucking, he's out of his mind. I mean, what more is there to say about him? He's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let's see what. Um, oh, we got some other good stuff from Republicans today. We got some good stuff from Chip Chick. We got some weird shit from right wingers in the country. They're like, like they're like fight training for the coming race war and shit like that. So we have to look at that. We got to get into that type of juice. But for now, we're gonna stick with the Nikki Haley stuff because I want to see what Trump has to say about it. And I also want to see what MAGA has to say about it. Well, look, I got this pulled up right now. So this is the next one that we on. This is where we at. All right. MAGA melts down after Trump loses his first GOP primary to Nikki Haley. And two, I mean, in terms of the demographic for DC, again, obviously, the first thing that we said coming in here is this doesn't, the primaries are over, and this also doesn't mean that Trump can't win the presidential nomination. But also, too, um, just the demographic in DC, it makes pretty good sense that Trump didn't win there because those are more like upper middle class, upper class, uh, you know, college educated voters, stuff like that. So that makes more sense. It's DC, because a lot of people who live in DC didn't really grow up there necessarily. That's like one of those hubs. Obviously, a lot of people grow up in DC, but DC is a huge hub. People end up moving to DC. It's not very affordable. And outside of the nicer places to live in DC, I mean, honestly, like what the fuck is there to do in DC other than go to work? There's really nothing to do in DC except tourist shit and go to work. So Donald Trump lost to Nikki Haley in DC on Sunday, according to several new reports. MAGA isn't handling it well. Decision Desk HQ projected that Haley, Trump's former UN ambassador, defeated the former president in the District of Columbia Republican primary. The site shows her receiving 62.8% of the vote versus Trump, who got 33.3%. The response from Trump fans Sunday evening was less than happy. Makes total sense. I don't know how Mike Davis sounds. That's not really popping up in my mind right now. So, that's just my voice for him right now. Makes total sense, said Mike Davis of the Article 3 project. Nikki Haley is definitely the candidate for the DC Uniparty defense contractors and other big government bottom feeders. Well, I guess that's fairly true. I can't really take away from what Mr. what's his name? Mike Davis. Yeah, I can't really take much away from what Mr. Mike Davis had to say right there because yeah, Haley kind of is a part of that ilk. But so is Donald Trump. So, and that's one of the funniest things about Trump supporters is it's like they'll point out like true things about the establishment and about Washington D.C. and about corporations, but then somehow it's like, well, all of that justifies my support in Donald Trump, and it's like, no, it really doesn't. It doesn't make it make sense, but Sometimes you just gotta let people have shit. Sometimes you just do, and especially with Trump supporters. Now, a group for DC Republicans wrote, DC is full of phony Republican staffers resentful of their impotence within our party. I mean, it's like, and again, how do y'all? DC is full of phony Republican staffers because everyone isn't on the side of Donald Trump. You guys are phony. I mean, like, goddamn. And can you think of a more undeserving person of this type of loyalty? Like, I can't think of any. I really can't. I mean, I probably could if I tried, but Donald Trump is so undeserving of this type of blind loyalty. It's like, damn, like y'all couldn't at least get somebody who's younger and has like decades ahead of them. Like Donald Trump's about to be 80. He's lived most of his life. He might be around for a little longer, evil motherfucker somehow just kick it for ages and ages. But eventually he's gonna croak and just like all of us will. But it's like, damn, y'all couldn't put your blind loyalty in somebody who was like 35, 45 or some shit. Like, goddamn, I'll even give you 50 or 60. Like, Jesus Christ. But hey, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I'm glad that you said that. Thank you. Thank you. Because what I was saying was just from my own experience. But again, I don't know everything. So I'm glad that you interjected, Guillermo. Thank you for that. Or CMDR. Thank you. I appreciate that. But either way, Nikki Haley won in DC by quite a hefty amount. So again, we're gonna get a lot of information. I'm used to using my phone. I'm looking in all the wrong places with the camera. But yeah, no, we're gonna get a lot of information in the polls tomorrow. But it's like, God, it's just both of these guys are just searingly unpopular. They're so unpopular. Actually, I think I do have it pulled up. About Ariola, what's going on? Libby, hello. Monk without a cause. Um, what was I saying? I forgot. I'm high as hell. But babe, we oh yeah, there's something about images being shared, fake AI images of Donald Trump with like a bunch of like in black neighborhoods and shit, but the pictures are like obviously AI. Tonight's result will only increase the disgust Republican. Hold on, what? Okay, it says tonight's result will only increase the disgust Republicans across the country have for Nikki Haley. I mean, again, it's like to them, if you're not fully behind Donald Trump, you're not a Republican. Yes, like, a profile called Brown Conservative also chimed in. What did he have to say? Well, Democrat-backed Republican candidate Nikki Haley has won DC, which further proved who are behind the end of America. And again, this is like reflective of just how like Trump supporters and MAGA thinks in a cluster. Because any time Trump takes a loss of any kind, it's a setup. So it's like, well, basically he can't lose then. I mean, if that's your ultimate conclusion, every and any time Donald Trump takes a loss of any sort, oh, it's a setup. Anyone who isn't totally behind Donald Trump is, well, they're sabotaged, I guess. Like it's so stupid. And it's so desperate too. Like if you really look at it, like y'all are desperate. Like just let it go. Jesus Christ. Like is it really that big of a deal? Like just let it go. God damn. And then Trump's campaign released a statement. It looks like they didn't congratulate her, like they did none of that. They were like, she's cool. She's queen of the swamp. While Nikki has been soundly rejected throughout the rest of America, she was just crowned Queen of the Swamp by the lobbyists and DC insiders that want to protect the failed status quo. And again, it's like y'all could have either congratulated her or said nothing at all because you're clearly dominating the Republican primary. Like, why even say this? Because that's the culture. That's the culture. Uh, hold up. We got more. Hmm. Okay, yeah, like I said, I wanted to get through all of these. Trump rants he totally meant to lose after getting crushed in DC Republican primary by almost double. He's just I mean, it's like this dude so clearly never really wanted this job, man. And now he's only in it so that he can stay out of prison. But he never wanted this job because everything he does is just so antithetical to what someone would do who's fit for this. And again, that doesn't mean someone like Joe Biden should be in office, but it's just like God, this he's such a clown. And it's not even that he's a clown. It's like he has no real experience with anything other than conning people. I don't remember who it was who said it, but they said that the most successful thing Donald Trump ever did was his 2016 campaign. But like, Jesus, this dude. Okay, here we go. This is all of what he had to say about it. Here we got. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, we got Trump with the 33%, Nikki with the 63. Well, basically 63%. Okay. Okay, in a pair of posts to Truth Social, Trump graciously congratulated Haley. It's something that was oh, okay, so they set it up like of course he didn't. Oh, and he called her a loser. He said,
I purposely stayed away from the DC vote because it is the swamp with the with very few delegates and no upside. Bird Brain spent all of her time, money, and effort there. Over the weekend, we won Missouri, Idaho, and Michigan. Big numbers. Complete destruction of a very weak opponent. The really big numbers will come on Super Tuesday. Also, way up on Crooked Joe.
like, damn. And again, it's like the other thing, like this this dude is crazy. Like, because it's like he's not, it's not like he's some kid. Like this dude is almost 80 years old. And he says shit like this every day out loud on platforms like True Social. He's not on Twitter. I guess he's still too salty for it, but it's like, damn, dude, like,
Bird Brain is a loser.
but not you.
Record low performance and
She's a loser, but she beat you by 30 points. Like, just you didn't have to say anything.
Bird Brain is a loser. Record low performance in virtually every state. DeSantis easily beat her in Iowa for a very distant second place. DeSantis beat her in Iowa, but I won way bigger in Iowa. Just in case you forgot. And then she ran up to the podium. Before he had a chance to do so and claim victory, I enjoy watching the bird disavow her pledge to the RNC in her statement that she would never run against President Trump.
This dude, and then he put in quotations and parentheses, a great president. He's so strange. He not only is he crazy, he's so weird. Like, dude, why did you put this in parentheses and quotations?
Well, she ran, she lied, and she lost big.
And then the Trump campaign. Okay, we read what the Trump campaign already said about her. It's just like, I mean, what a hor and I'm not even trying to sound like a boomer or like a lib right now. But like seriously, like what a horrible representation of an adult. I mean, like Jesus, this dude is he he is beyond childish. Like, why are you even talking about this? It's like anything that you possibly could be that you it's like this dude is the complete opposite of everything you would want to be when you grow up. He's so ridiculous. He even looks ridiculous. And again, like I said, I feel like a liberal, like an old liberal saying that. But it's like, sometimes it's like sometimes it is the simple shit. It's like, God damn, this dude is just he's just a douche. He's just ugh. My God. Okay, let's see what's up with this. What's up with Tommy Lauren right now? What is up with Tommy Lauren? Outkicks Tommy Lauren admits Biden impeachment probe is a loser. This has failed optically for Republicans. Yes, no, well, not only has it failed optically for Republicans, no one's really it's failed so much people aren't ain't nobody wasn't nobody ever really paying attention to this bullshit, man. I mean, people would we would briefly talk about it. And when I say we, I don't mean like here on this channel. I mean like just political heads and people who are politically involved would talk about this. But other than that, it don't nobody care about this shit. But if you got Tommy Lauren saying this, then it's definitely a clear loser.
Republicans don't want for us, the voters, to turn on our television and to see. Republicans don't want for us, the voters, to turn on our television and to see the dynamic of beating up on the president's son. It's not going to look good, and that's different from looking into it.
Right. Well, Tommy, both sides have been spinning this, obviously, and if this other televised hearing comes about, I can just imagine the ratings. But Jim Comer says the deposition was successful. They were able to prove several bits of our evidence. That's a quote from the congressman. The question the mainstream media keep asking is, where's the proof that Joe Biden got a dime?
Yeah, and that's going to be the difficult part for Republicans. And I got to say, as somebody who does believe there's plenty of evidence here,
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I otherwise wouldn't say this because who cares? But like, Tommy Lauren looks about 5 years older than the last time I saw her a few months ago. I think the facade and is getting old. I think she's stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Like because she's just all I've ever seen from her. She's just a spiteful, mean person. And it's like, God damn.
I think that this has failed optically for Republicans, and they've done good work.
Andy, what's going on? How you doing?
Obviously, Jim Jordan, Comer have done great work on this, but optically, it does make it seem as though they're beating up on someone with addiction issues. That's exactly what the media wanted it to look like. That's how they.
And again, like I'm just talking shit too, but like she really looks like years older than the last, and she looks fine, but she looks years older than the last time I saw her. Like that's what stress does to you, man. I otherwise wouldn't say it if she wasn't such a mean person.
They framed it, and unfortunately, that's what's coming to fruition. So I would encourage Republicans, I know you want to get to the bottom of this, but let's focus on the election. Let's focus on the failed policies of Joe Biden. This impeachment inquiry, unfortunately, is falling flat with a lot of viewers and voters.
Tommy and I found common ground.
You were going to endorse it.
But you know what, man? Honestly, I think that the Republicans, doesn't she though? That's what I'm saying. She really does. Like I wasn't even trying to be a douche or an asshole. She looks like she went from being in her mid-20s to like her early to mid-40s. And not even just that, she just looks different. Like I don't know, like I don't know, she just looked different.
Everything she said failed.
Like I was saying, I really think that maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she got plastic surgery or something. Could be the lighting too. Yeah, it could be the plastic surgery, something like that. But I was something like I was saying, something was like she just looks different. But man, Republicans always knew that this wasn't gonna hold no water. They just needed something to be in the news and something to talk about until they don't got to talk about it no
about things. Okay, so what Comer said after the news broke that the star witness, the former FBI
more.
informant,
Yeah, I think we figured out what it was. Cause again, it was like, yo, there's something. Yeah, there's something. Something's different than the last time I saw her.
that the committee was relying on, that he was reliable, had been indicted for lying about his Biden family corruption allegations. What Comer said was he might not even ask the House to vote on impeachment. He wants to wind this up. Is this a sign that this balloon is deflating?
Yeah, she looked. That's what I was saying. She didn't look bad, but it was like, huh? Like what? Like what's going on? Like something's very different.
Absolutely. The balloon was pretty empty to begin with because, as you said, it's relying on a witness that has been discredited, arrested, the whole 9 yards. I think the Republicans are working backwards from assuming guilt, wanting guilt, the same way they did with Hillary Clinton and Benghazi. These hearings and these investigations are not on the up and up. They work backwards from guilt. And what they're doing with Hunter is they're just not finding it. They're finding a person that's had a terrible couple of decades, and a person who's had personal.
Basically what's going on is Republicans aren't following the fundamentals. Republicans aren't following the basics. That's essentially what was going on. Teddy said, "No, we just being nice. We're just being too progressive with our comments right now." But yeah, no, Republicans are working backwards. Yeah, that's not new at all. Okay, now what? Where are we now? Okay, there's some. I don't know. We'll look at this in a minute. Okay, let's see what's up with this. GOP Senator Mullin suggests Trump's involvement in race for McConnell's replacement would be a lose-lose situation. Well, I think that regardless, he's gonna get involved, and also, um, even if he didn't get involved, I mean, whoever's going to step up to the plate next is almost certainly going to be within the ilk of MAGA. I like that word. I've said that word multiple times today. Ilk. It's just, it's a nice short word. It's strong. It makes you sound sophisticated and wise. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep using that word. Senator Mark Wayne Mullin suggested Sunday that Donald Trump stay out of the race for Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell's successor, calling it a lose-lose situation, saying the following: "My advice to President Trump, which he's his own man, first and foremost, you're your own guy. I'll give you some advice, but I'm going to put this out. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want, so please don't come attacking me now." He's going to make his decision, and he does a good job in that. Yo, he said all of that because I was running off at the mouth with this one interjection, but he gave two more. This dude said, "My advice to President Trump," which President Trump is his own man. He's gonna make his decision and does a good job in that. He does such a good job in that. Is to kind of stay out of the race because it's a lose-lose situation. He needs to work with whatever leader is there. And whatever leader is there understands that they're going to have to work with President Trump too, the Oklahoma Republican told CNN's Dana Bash on State of the Union. McConnell announced Wednesday he plans to step down from his position in November, paving the path for a high-stakes race for the 82-year-old Kentucky Republican successor. Senator John Thune of South Dakota, John Cornyn of Texas, and John Barrasso of Wyoming are considered to be the leading candidates. Sorry. And where we at? The race also sets up a showdown over the future of the Republican Party as McConnell, one of Trump's most formidable counterweights, that's funny, steps aside and leaves a power vacuum. Mullen has backed Tune who has been critical of the former president in the past, but is seen by some as the in the party as McConnell's heir apparent as the #2 Republican in the Senate. They just can't break away from Trump's wrath and fury, no matter how hard they try. Yeah, I think that is who that is. Amir, I think that's right. That's what was coming to my mind. I think that is who that is. I'm pretty sure. I didn't say it because I wasn't sure about it, but it was in the back of my mind. I was like, I think that's him. I think you're right. We got Margarita in the building. Hello. You're never too late. Never too late. Never too late considering I'll be late. All right. Where we at now? Okay, so Mullen back Thune. Mullen, who endorsed Trump for president more than a year ago, responding to questions about Thune's prior critiques of the former president by saying, after January 6th, there were several individuals that came out that had harsh words to say about President Trump at the time. I think if you talk to Senator Thune right now, he understands the party needs to be united, and he recognizes that President Trump's going to be the presidential nominee. So whip it into shape, pal. Get in line, goddammit. Well, okay. Please stay out of this. Please don't make this a big mess. Well, of course he's gonna make it a big mess. That's what he does. That's what Donald Trump lives for, man. You gotta count on it. Okay, let's check this out before we get into the next article. Fox News brazenly compares Trump to Richard Nixon positively, the greatest comeback of all time. Oh, my man's Donald Trump is back in business, back in the game, doing his thing.
I want to talk about the comeback. And we've seen a lot in politics throughout American history. First and foremost, perhaps, maybe the greatest.
They setting it up big time for this man's comeback. Let's get it.
Harry Truman, down in the polls, trying to fill his FDR's shoes and navigate the aftermath of a world war, thought to have little chance of winning the election in 1948. Stuns.
President Harry S. Truman becomes president. He takes office in a crisis of history when world war must be followed by an organization for world peace.
And he went on his whistle-stop tour, and he ended up winning an election, stunning everybody. And you may have forgotten about Richard Nixon, who rose from the political graveyard. The year 1962, after losing the governor's race to Pat Brown in California, bitterly proclaimed, "I am done with politics."
As I leave you, I want you to know, just think how much you're going to be missing. You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore.
Yeah, well, he came back, and he won the White House in 68 and 72.
This will be an open administration. Open to new
Right,
ideas.
Nixon will be like, man, don't compare me to this goddamn game show host.
Open to men and women of both parties.
Well, we know how that ended, but man, he was a great story for a while. There is no denying, though, there were great comebacks. They were unexpected. But we might just be witnessing the greatest of all. Yes, it's the same man that pulled off the biggest upset in political history back in 2016, Donald J. Trump. Look, I know there's a lot of runway left. 8 full months to go into the election. But here on One Nation.
Oh, and Margarita, thank you so much for the 1 month of membership. I just saw that as well. I'm glad I didn't miss it. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for everything.
We are able to take a step back and take a deep breath and give credit where credit's due from what we've seen so far. It's easy to get caught up in the commotion, the chaos, the court cases. But think about the way Trump left the White House in 2020, impeached. Back in 2022, after the midterm elections, many of his candidates, you may remember, flamed out. It seemed like the former president was damaged goods.
Seeing race after race, House and Senate both, candidate after candidate associated with Donald Trump did either worse than expected or lost.
But despite the midterm neutralized red wave, he announced he was running again, and he has not looked back since. It's easy to get caught up in the sheer velocity of negative news stories, especially the court cases that never seem to end.
It was a tense day in court for former President.
He talking about Trump like he's a man with a plan. Donald Trump is running for president so that so he can stay out of prison. That is why he's running for president again. And his ego and his narcissism, but he is mostly in this race so he can stay his ass out of prison. It can be hard to ignore the haters sometimes. All the haters are just down you. This great man, he puts in so much time and effort for the people. He's just so ambitious. He just really wants to be somebody and give back to the people. No, he's just an idiot who stepped in a big pile of shit. That's what it is. Like it's not more grand than that. But hey, I guess somebody's a hero to everybody, right?
And Donald Trump, who took the stand in a $250 million civil trial that threatens his business empire in New York.
Now, it's hard to keep all of these straight, but as these civil and criminal trials churn forward, Donald Trump's prosecutor in Georgia found herself on the witness stand.
Yeah, but somehow, against all the odds, here we are.
Against all the
Donald Trump
odds.
taking another victory lap. The former president celebrating his second win in just over a week.
It's looking like we'll see another Trump-Biden rematch in November as voters here in South Carolina deliver another setback to Nikki Haley. Former President Trump moved one step closer to clinching the Republican nomination.
And straight ahead is Super Tuesday. I know I sound like a sports announcer, talking about a team or a player or the run of a lifetime, like Michael Jordan coming back to win 3 championships in a row.
That's exactly the way you're talking about. Like Donald Trump this is always his dream. He just worked his whole life to get here. Like, no, Donald Trump stumbled and bumbled his way into the White House. And that's one of the worst mistakes he ever made in his life.
After leaving the game of basketball altogether.
Why is Michael Jordan on the screen right now? How is this anything like an NBA, like a professional athlete's journey to the top? This is not the same at all. At all. This is so ridiculous.
NBA championship, and it's their second three-peat.
But it's time someone acknowledges this comeback, because you cannot deny what is happening before our eyes. And part of the reason the comeback is happening is because the things Trump stands for are exactly what the things Americans can no longer stand to witness, like a wide open border.
Walls work. Walls and wheels, I always said. It's one thing never gets obsolete, a wall and a wheel. Everything.
It's just wide open. He said 2 things that never get obsolete, a wall and a wheel. Whoever thought of that? Nobody but me.
Else is obsolete about 2 weeks after you come up with it.
Yeah, criminals running rampant across our cities, some of which came here through the broken border.
The 22-year-old nursing student was found dead near Lake Herrick at the University of Georgia. Friday, police arrested 26-year-old.
This has never been an issue before. Barack Obama didn't, even though he sent more people back. Oh my God, it's just. He's just a mascot, bro. These people are so goofy. They're so silly.
Jose Antonio Ibarra from Venezuela for Riley's murder.
And now I think everybody, Democrats, independents, and Republicans, all want that border back. This all making our stance on the world stage look even weaker than ever before. Think about what's happening overseas. My sports announcer self would say there's a lot of game left to play here. And there is. And a lot of unexpected things around the corner. I get it. And like I said, it's easy to get caught up in the daily drama, the trials, the flamboyant personality. But the truth is, we are witnessing a man, even through immense adversity, well on his way to locking up a GOP nomination and leading President Biden in almost every.
When I see pictures like this, I just think of like Marine military music in the background, like drums, the snare drums, like something like it's so, and it's just so off. It's just not it. Oh my God. How embarrassing to be remembered as somebody who loved Donald Trump, because most people see through it, and history is just going, oh my God, the way history is going to laugh at this man and this period of time and the country for being behind him. I mean, it's so stupid.
And leading President Biden in almost every single battleground state. What we're witnessing
He is indeed.
is unprecedented. It is historic. In many ways, he's already pulled off a hell of a comeback. So buckle up, and we'll see if he can finish.
These people, bro, these people do not take, they don't take this shit seriously. They don't take this shit seriously at all. Like, they don't take politics seriously whatsoever. Like, you are a grown ass man. I'm a grown man, but I ain't grown like he is. I'm 32. This motherfucker, I'm about to look up how old he is. He got to be in his 50s. He might be in his 60s. Oh, I'm about to look up Brian Kilmeade. This dude, man, is sitting up here talking about this shit like he's 59. That's about where I thought it would be. He looks like he's in his late 50s, early 60s. He looks fine. Like, bro, you are grown. You are almost twice my age, and you sitting up here comparing Donald Trump and the movement behind him and everything that's going on in the country right now to basketball and Michael Jordan. I mean, God, they're so simple-minded and they don't take this shit seriously. It's just wins and losses to them. That's all it is. It ain't nothing but W's and L's. Aaron, what's going on? How you doing? Great to have you here. Oh yeah, Brian Kilmeade is talking about Donald Trump's inspiring great comeback story. Talking about him like, oh, he's been studying for this all night. He's been dreaming about this his whole life. And then they had Michael Jordan clips and when the Bulls won some championship games or whatever. I don't know which games it was. Like, oh yeah, Donald Trump's just like Michael Jordan. God, man. And then here we go with this bullshit. Let's see. MAGA rapper who called Special Olympic athletes effing retarded. I guess that's what he called them. And drops out of Ohio race. Bro, Donald Trump listen, any old body think they should be in office now. I mean, I guess that isn't new. There have always been, like oddballs who have run. Do y'all remember that guy? I don't remember his name, but he always runs for president and he wears like a shoe on his head and he has a beard. You know who I'm talking about? Excuse me, I don't remember his name, but he got a beard and he wears like a big ass shoe on his head. We've always had oddballs running for office, but now they're winning. And it's just like, at least the dude with the shoe on his head, I guess he actually has something to talk about. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is the dude who pretended. Oh, nice. Nice. Hold up. I got a good email from TYT. Nice. Oh, I'll be on the power panel on Friday. Sweet. Good news. Okay, cool. That wasn't the message, but I just got some good news from TYT. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so this is the guy. This is Majewski. Oh, and this is the dude who pretended like yes, Vermin Supreme. That's him, the Vermin Supreme. We got to look up Vermin Supreme. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's nothing new, but Vermin Supreme, I'm sure he seemed like a nice guy. These people aren't nice. These people just aren't nice. Oh, we got him in 2024. Hold up, oh, don't tell me. Yo, we got Vermin Supreme. He streamed a few days ago. Hold up, TYT interviewed Vermin Supreme a few weeks ago. Okay, hold up. I don't know. We gotta check out Vermin Supreme real quick. Hold on. Just give it a quick sec. We gonna check out my man's Vermin Supreme. Cause again, these people, they may be oddballs, but they seem like decent people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, exactly. The rent is too damn high, guy. You know, he's speaking to the plights of the people. You know. Hold on, my bad. Here we go. Here go my man's Vermin Supreme.
Hi, everybody. Oh, nobody's watching. Why say hi to anybody if they're not even watching, right? Hold on. Give me a sec here. Get out my holder here.
Boot on head.
All right.
Okay.
That's totally me.
What's going on? He's just
It's going
recording.
to be terrible, but this, let me assure you, this pony-based duck bubble will be steel-belted, reinforced, and last forever. Thank you very much. I'm Vermin Supreme, the guy from the internet who wears a boot on his head. Thank you. Thank you. And we got some shows coming up. We got shows coming up, friends. If you are down near...
That's Vermin Supreme. That's Vermin Supreme right there. He's been running for president for a long time. He wears a boot on his head. But this is the guy. Well, what we were pointing out is that these people seem like nicer guys than this dude, the J.R. Majewski, the guy who lied about his military service, and he's a rapper, and he called Special Olympics athletes I guess fucking retarded. That's what he called them, because as one does, that's I mean, well, what a loser. And oh god, these people are so ridiculous.
I received multiple death threats. So has my wife, and so have many members of my team. All because Marcy Kaptur and the liberal media are scared that I'm going to win on November 8th. They are scared that Marcy's 40 years of Democratic demise in the 9th District of Ohio are going to come to an end. You know, I served my country, our country, proudly. Multiple bases in the Middle East, multiple bases in Afghanistan. My team and I provided logistics support for fighters on the front line.
And again, like how easy of a thing is this to not say out loud? You know, like it's so easy to just not say something like this, but I guess he just couldn't help himself.
I never believed that I would have to defend my military service, but here I am. This is what politics is.
I'm dropping out because of the deep state. They're such baby losers, man. These people they're so see-through. God, they're so weak. You know, nothing's their fault ever.
We've come to. The Democrats are so bloodthirsty to retain their power that they're willing to attack me.
What, dude, no one forced you to call Special Olympics athletes retarded. No one forced you to do that. And not just retarded, you called them fucking retarded. Like, why? Like, bro, why, man? Like, Fritza, Queen Fritza, hello. Such a wonderful surprise to have you here. And it is quite warm pretty much everywhere in the country. It was really warm yesterday. I got outside. They really did me some good. I'm very happy to have you here. Yeah, and again, yes, exactly. He lied about his military service, but it's like, dude, like, no, why would you go online and say? I mean, they're just so stupid, man. We live in a country where you can't call a bunch of special needs athletes bad names. Like, no, bro, you're just an asshole, and people don't like you.
A Democrat.
Democrats.
A guy who spends a lot of time supporting veterans. In today's America.
Exactly, Donald. There's nothing funny about it. It's just like, what? Like, what? Like, what? Huh? Like, there's nothing to even say about it. It's like that's like the type of thing. If you hear somebody say that, you just walk away. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I don't want to deal with you at all. And that's all that this man is dealing with now. the consequences of his ridiculous actions.
It's a crime to love your country.
Is he crying?
In today's America, come to this.
Bruh, this dude, I'm pretty sure that this dude is breaking out into tears. Oh my God. And again, and it's like these are and you know, sometimes you gotta cry, man, but not for no shit like this. And coming from the people who are always talking about how men can't show emotion, men have to always be in control. I'm pretty sure this dude is about to cry over some shit like this. Like, dude, oh
This is what
God.
politics have come to. The Democrats
This is what politics has come to. When you call a bunch of special needs people retarded, you know, you can't do that like you used to.
are so bloodthirsty to retain their power that they're willing to attack me, a Democrat. A guy who spends a lot of time supporting veterans. In today's America, it's a crime to love your country.
What does loving your country have to do with what you said?
It's a crime.
It's
a crime to support President Trump. I'm not going to sit on my hands anymore. I'm not going to be quiet about this.
No, bro, you are sitting on your hands. You fucking quit. You are sitting on your hands. You fucking bitch. And you on camera crying. The fuck out of here.
This is a shame. Marcy Kaptur, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's all I have to say. I'm going to continue to fight.
No, you're not. You quit. The fuck are you talking about? And you never gonna win nothing nowhere. Talking about you gonna continue to fight. All you've ever done since your name has been made public is make a goddamn fool of yourself. That's all you've ever done. Exactly. You got canceled because you're dumb, man. Like, we live in a country now, like, dude. And again, think about just how, bro. The United States is an empire. That's what it is. That's what it is. It is a huge landmass, and it is the most powerful government military organization in the history of organized civilization. Under no circumstance would it be a crime to hate that. That can't exist if everyone hates it. You know, so it's like nothing that these people say makes sense. And all you had to do was not call a bunch of special needs people really derogatory names. That's all you had to do. Like, come on, man. Are you fucking 6? Yeah, you are. You look like a 6-year-old with a beard. That's what he looked like right now. He looked like a 6-year-old with a beard. And he crying because people got mad at him because he's an asshole. Like, dude, what? What is this in the background? This looks like, you know, those sound waves. These are the sound waves type of deal. That's the sound waves of you crying. That's what that is back there. Your MAGA tears. Like, oh my God. And again, it's like you cry. Oh,
this country needs fighters.
This country needs fighters. That's why I'm quitting.
And I'm one of them.
No, you're not.
This district elected me to fight for them. And I'm going to do that. Thank all of you. God bless you. Listen to the signal and not the noise.
I mean, this guy, man. Like, what? Look at all of this. Look at all of this attention and platforming that you had. This dude, man, what an asshole. I mean, bro, look at him. You had, bro, this dude had everything that he needed going for himself, but he's a loser and he's a mess. That's what he's a mess and he's a loser. Like, what an asshole. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh God. That was worse than I thought it was gonna be. But I don't know why. Yo, this is just interesting right here. Like, have y'all ever considered like the cable? Like we really got internet cables that run all around the world at the bottom of the sea and the bottom of the oceans. Like that shit is just see, like people are just fucking brilliant, man. Like people are so smart. I mean, we fuck things up a lot and we make a mess of everything, but it's like, god damn, the things that we're capable of. Oh, we've been having a good time, Fritza, but we still got a bit more to go. But yeah, what that last story was just like God, that guy was uh good riddance. But this is just interesting. Like I didn't really want to go into it. It's just interesting to think about the things that people have done engineering wise. Like the Panama Canal, like that's one of the biggest engineering feats in human history. Like the things we're capable of are amazing. We just got to get our shit together and we can do much more, many more amazing things. But I don't know, it's just cool to think. Like all this internet shit that's going on is because we got just miles and miles and miles and miles of fucking uh cables running around at the bottom of the ocean. Now, Lauren Boebert has been having conversations with the Lord. Okay. What has the Lord been telling Lauren Boebert? Let's find out. Let's find out right now. Lauren Boebert says she's not dumb and knew switching districts would be tough, but she talked to God and he told her to press on. Well, let's see. Let's get into the deets. Let's get into the details. Switching congressional districts wasn't an easy decision, says Rep. Lauren Boebert, who revealed that she asked God for advice. Oh, what? So God gave you bad political advice? I mean, basic. Don't blame me. Blame God. God's the one who told me to do this. I mean, that's essentially what we're getting at right now, because there are a lot of people who really ain't feeling the fact that you move districts. Uh, God gave me bad advice. She said, "I'm not dumb. I knew all the attacks that would come my way. But I talked to God. I asked, how do I address this? Will this be perceived that I'm not fighting?" And God said, "Do you have more faith in your ability to fight or my ability to open a door?" What? Okay. No, Lauren, you just made the decision because you thought it would be easier for you, but you miscalculated. God, God told me to abandon the people of my district. No, that's what she's saying right now. She said, I prayed really hard about it, and God said, "You know what, Lauren? I think you should abandon your constituency." God said, "Fuck your constituents. Go ahead and go where it's easier." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is hilarious. This shit is funny. She's so dumb. I'm not dumb. No, you're dumb, Lauren. You're really dumb. God said, "Fuck the people. Fuck these people. Go ahead, go follow the path of least resistance. Think about your career. Follow the money, follow the dollars." She's oh my god. The Colorado Republican announced in December that she would be switching congressional districts. Boebert said she would leave her existing seat in Colorado's 3rd district for the more conservative 4th congressional district instead. I'm gonna go where I think it's easier because that's what winners do. That's what winners do. That's what fighters do. We go where it's easiest, not where we're needed. That's what leaders do. We don't go where we're needed. We go where it's easy. I did not arrive at this decision easily. A lot of prayer, a lot of tough conversations, and a lot of perspective convinced me that this is the best way I can continue to fight for Colorado. I mean, realistically, Lauren has a lot of stuff going on in her life. I mean, so it's not that surprising that you would make a rash decision that maybe not be that great when you're in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing that God told you. Like, what are you talking about? God does because God famously, that one of the things that God is most known for is not giving a fuck about anybody. That's one of the things that Jesus is most noted for. It's not giving a damn. Oh, these people are funny, man. Um, yeah, they call it carpet bagging. Okay, I mean that's pretty much it. It's just funny. That's it's just funny how Republicans they just always drag God into everything. Like, damn, what? And blame God, don't blame me. Okay, this is just funny. This ugly ass, this ugly ass $1 million watch. Mark Zuckerberg and wife gush over Indian billionaire Anant Ambani's $1 million watch at pre-wedding party. I might want that. This ugly ass watch. Bruh, I mean, look, I guess when you're a billionaire, you have exactly, Fritz. That's what makes it so funny because because she's like, I had a long talk with Jesus, and Jesus told me, you know what, Lauren, fuck the people who need you. Go follow the money. But this ugly, bro, this watch costs $1 million because it's a Richard Milley. I don't know nothing about Richard Milley. I don't care nothing about Richard Milley. This is just funny. Oh, the robots beep boop boop bop bop. $1 million watch. I need one. Beep beep boop boop. Hold up.
Okay, do you all have 2 hours? We have sure time. So can I plan it accordingly? Yeah. Sure. Give me 1 minute.
He pull up on you like, hey baby, this watch costs $1 million.
Can I plan it accordingly? Yeah. Sure. Give me 1 minute. Let me introduce you to Susan. Susan, hi. CFO of Meta. Yeah. Watch is fantastic. I know. I told him that already. That is so cool. Yeah. Wow.
He loves it. He's like, yes, they are admiring my watch. He love it. He's like, yes, admire the watch. Yes, kiss it. Kiss it. They love it so much.
I never really wanted.
I'm just talking shit. But no, this bro, I don't care how much money I got. I ain't paying $1 million for no damn watch, bro. I know shit like this, man. But hey, look, you can do with your money what you would like. You can do whatever you want with your money. I just thought that was funny. Okay, now, right, exactly. We can go to Walmart, get us or some jewelry stand at the mall. We can get us a decent watch for a couple dozens of dollars. We don't even got to dip into the hundreds. We can go for dozens of dollars, and nobody will know the difference. I mean, seriously though, you got to be budget conscious. You got to be frugal. You got to be fiscal. White supremacist fitness clubs are fat shaming Trump supporters and plotting a race war. They getting ready, man. They getting ready. It's about to go down. A network of white supremacist fitness clubs is spreading across the US, recruiting men to prepare for what they believe will be a race war. The groups, known as active clubs, target disaffected white men by offering a sense of community, with members regularly meeting to practice martial arts or work out. But the groups have a much darker agenda that's rooted in white supremacist ideology. Their Telegram channels reveal their extreme views. They are filled with neo-Nazi iconography, racist and anti-Semitic memes, and negative news articles about people of color and LGBTQ people. Indeed. Indeed. And yes, I'll reply to you later on this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to having you, and you have a fantastic rest of the day and a good evening. All right. So, quote, they are quickly becoming one of the most prominent vectors for white terrorist radicalization in the United States in recent years. They're training for what they view to be this kind of inevitable race war, this inevitable violent clash for the future of civilization itself. The future of civilization. God, these people are dumb. They're so dumb. Civilization itself will come down to white and black people's inability to get along. No, it won't. It's not that serious. It's serious, but it's not that serious. Okay, like you feel me? Like we'll continue to press on. Yeah. Let's see. White nationalism 3.0. One of the main strengths of the clubs. Man, listen. I've been an athlete my whole life, and let me tell you, these motherfuckers are not dedicated enough to be. They'll go do this for a few months, maybe a few years, and then they won't anymore because they have bills to pay. Like these people are not soldiers; they're just douchebags who hate everybody, who are linking up. And what makes these people dangerous is guns. That's what makes these people dangerous is them having guns, but not no shit like this. I mean, the problem is that they're congregating it, they're coming together. But again, yes, we will be down. We'll be having Annie on. I'll be interviewing her soon. We're gonna be talking about politics out there in that region. But yeah, again, always keep in mind what really makes these kinds of people dangerous is their ability to just walk into a store and buy a weapon and to buy things like AR-15s. Um, but these people, man. Unfortunately, we live in a country where pretty much anybody can buy a gun, So again, that's really what makes them dangerous. And it's like it, I mean, these mass shootings happen so much. You don't think about it that much anymore because there's too much of it. Like the huge ones will make will make their place in history. Maybe people emerge from it, But other than that, it's like God. Every week this shit happens. Okay, this is just petty. This is just petty right here. Chip Chick is the home of petty shit. Chip Chick is the home of petty shit. She told her husband to suck it up while dealing with kidney stones because he said the exact same thing to her while she was giving birth. Ooh, ooh, the pettiness. Oh, it's real. She held the grudge. She held the grudge. She didn't let it go. Yo, Chip Chick is, man, this website is something else, man. This website is really something else. I really feel I want to know. I'm gonna do my research. I'm I'm excited too, Annie. I'm really looking forward to it. And you'll be the first person that we bring on like that. And now we're really in a good place to just do more with the channel, make it more of a service, make it more of an outlet that people really can get a lot of information from and get a lot of access to tools that they need rather than just being entertained. We're at a good place with that. So I'm really looking forward to it as well. And I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm gonna look into how this website was founded. It's probably really old, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably pretty old, but like what was their branding like? Like, how did they get people? How did they get people to send in all of these stories? Because it's like, damn, they be sending in stories. They be sending in some crazy shit. Hold on, what is this? My bad. I was reading uh um a notification that I got. A year ago, this 26-year-old woman gave birth to her first child, a son whom she shared with her husband, 32. Unfortunately, her pregnancy was tough and the pain she endured during labor was intense. Despite how painful it was, she chose to go with a natural birth. Oh, she thugged it out. She thugged it out. Due to the severe pain I couldn't control, I was screaming and crying. My husband, who hadn't slept the whole night, got agitated by it and said to me, "Just try to suck it up a bit instead of screaming like this." Oh God, some guys are just so dumb. I mean, oh my goodness, some guys are just so dumb. Why would you say this? Why would you even think this? Of course, her husband comment upset her. Of course, it would upset her. And not only upset, I mean, even if it was a different situation, like if you was with a friend who was like severely injured and you were like, "Oh, shut up. Stop being a puss. Suck it up." Be like, "Man, fuck you." I'd be mad too. It don't even gotta be a romantic situation. Like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm in pain, motherfucker. Fuck you mean? Oh, several days ago, her husband experienced intense stomach pain out of nowhere, and the pain kept getting worse. It got so bad she took him to the hospital. Once the doctor saw her husband, they were informed that he had kidney stones, which needed to be treated. The doctor gave her husband shots to lessen the pain he was in. Even during that, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. At that moment, I got petty. Oh, the oh, to address men are just dumb. That's all. Men are just dumb. We don't think about a lot of things. We're just filled with testosterone. You know, we're just stupid. Sometimes it's really that simple. She said, "At that moment, I got petty. And since I was already fussy from sleeplessness due to taking care of a toddler, I said to my husband, 'Can't you just suck it up for a while? Why are you shouting so much?' Her comment stunned him, and he was silent after that. After they left the hospital and got home, her husband still wasn't speaking to her. Later, she asked him about his silence, and he accused her of being inconsiderate and explained that she made him feel awful. In response, she told him that she was only giving him the treatment he gave her while in labor." This explanation didn't pacify her husband. Instead, he rolled his eyes and made an annoyed face at her before telling her she was spiteful. Okay, I don't really care to get into much more of this, but it's just funny because Chip Chick is just, again, it is the home of petty stories. Yes, exactly. Please, Jehovah. He was like, "Can't you just shut up?" You're like, "Hey man, I'm trying to play my Game Boy here, right? I'm trying to play my goddamn Game Boy. I'm playing Pokemon. I keep losing to Charizard. I'm trying to catch him. Okay? Just shut the fuck up. All right?" All right. Where are we now? I don't know what's up with this, but I kind of don't give a damn. Um, Caitlin Collins and Abby Phillip. Apparently, what are they? Some people don't like them or something. I don't know. CNN stars Caitlin Collins and Abby Phillip being seen across the industry as an irreparable failure. I don't know why. We're about to find out why people see them this way. I really don't know. Let's dive into it. Okay. CNN's strategy of building and marketing around new hosts such as Caitlin Collins and Abby Phillip is proving to be much more challenging than the heads of the network expected. According to Puck News, CNN's primetime lineup of Collins and Phillip are considered uncomfortable anchors who are increasingly seen across the industry as an irreparable failure. The ratings for the network's hosts have failed to meet expectations, losing to MSNBC for 23 months straight and coming nowhere near the numbers of Fox News. One high level talent agent was reportedly overheard referring to Abby as Ambien Phillip. What does that mean? I have absolutely no idea what that means. What does Ambien Phillip mean? Oh, Ambien. Oh, Ambien is that's what people take to go to sleep, right? Oh, okay, I get it. I guess there's okay. It took me a minute to get the Ambien reference, but because I'm a speed guy, I don't like downers. I'm not a downer type of guy. I'm an upper type of guy. So it took me a minute to jog that in the old noggin. According to Nielsen, ratings data for Collinger's show, The Source with Caitlin Collins, drew 540,000 total views and 83,000. The advertiser coveted 25 to 54-year-old demographic. That marketed a significant 13% dip. They'll figure it out. I was just curious what was going on, but apparently it's just low viewership, which is just business. That's just business. So they got to do what they got to do, I guess. They got to do what they got to do. Oh, it's snowing. Ariel, is snowing. Where you at? It is not snowing here, but it says that the temperatures are set to drop tomorrow. So we're gonna have to handle that. Okay, what is this? Hmm. All right, let's check out some cannabis updates from Washington State. From Washington State. Washington State proposes bill to sell cannabis waste rather than dumping, reducing methane emissions. Nice. We got um Washington House lawmakers approved a bill recently to allow for the public sale of marijuana plant waste such as stalks, leaves, roots, and stems with less than 0.3% THC. This waste will not be used for consumption, but rather for composting and various hemp-related products like hempcrete and hemp fiber, which is used to build different types of structures. Um, These parts of the cannabis plant, not considered dangerous waste under state law, often end up in landfills, creating methane gas as they decompose. The legislation, therefore, follows up on a 2022 law seeking to lower methane emissions by diverting 75% of organic materials from landfills. Hold on one sec. I just got to say, okay. All right. There you go. But this is good. And stuff like this ends up going through state level government and city council. Obviously, we're sitting there talking about state level stuff, but this is important. Finding ways to lessen waste is always important, and it's productive too. Under state law, marijuana waste must be ground and mixed with a minimum of 50% of other materials like wood chips and sawdust to enable adequate disposal, which then increases the amount of organic waste and methane gas emitted. If the bill SSB 5376 becomes law, it would open up new revenue sources for cultivators. In addition to lowering methane emissions, with amendments adopted in the House, the measure is now heading to the Senate for final approval before reaching Governor Jay Inslee's desk. At the moment, marijuana producers in Washington state are spending a lot of money on waste services. For example, Blue Roots Cannabis, a producer and processor of processor in Spokane, one of about 1,000 growers in the state, disposes about 2,200 pounds of cannabis byproducts a month. Well, usually we mix it with dirt, cocoa, wood chips, all kinds of organic material. There isn't anything recoverable once it's been ground and mixed like that. I like this. This is good. Again, any way to lessen waste is always productive. And like they pointed out in this article, like was pointed out in this article, this also produces opportunities for profit and taxation. Profit and taxation. Good for everybody. Good for everybody. All right. Spokane. Okay, Spokane. Gotcha. Thank you, Annie. Prankster's simple question sees Trump fans' wild logic disintegrate in real time. I haven't seen this. Maybe you have, but it's a short clip.
Okay, Trump 24 or before. What does that mean to you?
He's already president. He's already president. He's our president.
Meaning Donald Trump is president now.
He's president now. I believe he is.
But how would that work? Because Joe Biden has been the president, right? Is the
Obama's been the president. Obama said that he would like to run a third term if he could sit in his basement and call the shots, and that's exactly what he's doing.
But you just said that it's Obama's third term, but also that Trump is president.
He's calling the shots at all this mess that's going on right now and all the disasters that he's caused. Yeah.
But how is Obama calling the shots if Trump is still president?
Obama is sitting back and telling Biden what to do.
But what is Biden if he's not the president?
He's a bumbling fool right now.
But why?
I wish these people would just say, "I want Trump to be president forever." Why don't you just say that? Just say you always want Trump to be president.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden's not president?
Say that again.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden wasn't president?
I mean, again, like just say that you want Trump in there permanently. Like just say that. It'll make you look better, honestly. Honestly, it'll make you look better because you could just say, it makes you look like you're not lost. It makes you at least look like you have conviction and like you know what you want. Like I'm aware our country doesn't work like that, but that's how I want it to work. They're not gonna be like, "Oh, okay." Oh. Chip Chick is something else, man. It grossed her out when her brother asked her to date his friend so he doesn't have to pay back the $10,000 he owes him. Like, bro, like these stories, like what is going on? Like, I promise y'all, I'm going to do some research into this. How in the hell do these people come up with their stories, man? Who sends these to people? I mean, who sends these stories to this website? And this website has probably been around since like the early .com days. Maybe it hasn't. I don't know, but something's telling me it's been around for a long time, but I could be totally wrong. Okay, now we're gonna close out with this. We had a long Monday stream. Normally Monday streams are shorter, but we had a long stream today and a fun one. No, I didn't see that, Mary. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. I did not see that. Trump rages, "You're fired," at Biden, tells fans to vote early in flurry of primary vids.
Hello, North Dakota, and a very special thanks to North Dakota Republican Party Chair Sandy Sanford, and of course, your fantastic Governor, Doug Burgum. And thanks as well to U.S. Senators John Hoeven and Kevin Cramer, along with Congressman Kelly Armstrong. Above all, I want to thank so many incredible rank-and-file Republicans for coming out for these very important caucuses. Today, you're going to send a big signal to the entire world that this is your country, and it's also Trump country. We're going to work on this together. We're going to make it so great. We're going to make our country better than ever before. And you're going to send a message straight to crooked Joe Biden that we are coming like a freight train this November 5th. With your vote, we are going to tell crooked Joe Biden, "Joe, you're fired. You were a terrible president, and you are fired."
I mean, honestly, that is the epitome of what Donald Trump is. He's just that game show host guy. That's it.
This is the most important election in American history under Crooked Joe. Our country is being destroyed. Our economy is being wrecked by Biden's inflation disaster. Our borders are being overrun. We're being invaded. Our values are under attack. Men are invading women's sports. America is being weakened and humiliated in the world stage. And crooked Joe Biden is stumbling to the brink of World War III. Our country, in other words, is a mess. But we are not going to let this disaster continue. 3 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. With your vote, we are going to once again fight for the American worker and America.
3 years ago, the country was shut down, bruh. 3 years ago, the country was shut down. And that's one of the things that really blows my mind about anybody who ever has anything really good to say about Trump, or not even that, but people who just ride him so hard. It's like, or talk about his presidency like it was so great. It's like, bruh, the country was shut down for a year while this man was in office. That's a small deal. Like, that's just nothing.
American farmer,
3 years ago, the country was great. No, it wasn't.
like no one has.
And 3 years ago, Biden was in office. So what the hell are you talking about? 3 years ago was 2021. Unless you're talking about the very end of your shit, what, January 6, 2021?
Never fought before. We will stop Joe Biden's inflation disaster. We will cut your taxes and cut your regulations. We will defend our great miners, and we will unleash American energy and liberty like never, ever before.
And he talks like he hasn't been president before.
We will secure our border. We will.
I already had an opportunity to do all of these things, but we're going to do it again. No, you're not, bro. You're not going to do any of these things. All he's going to do if he wins presidency is fuck things up and act a fool and make a fool of himself.
Stand up for our values. We will reclaim our freedom, and we will restore peace through strength. Just like we had it 4 years ago, we had the greatest country ever, and now our
4 years ago, we had the greatest country ever. I mean, that's just such, again, bro, 4 years ago, the country was shut down, on top of the fact that the United States has seen many more, well, I won't say many, but the United States has seen more prosperous times for like the middle class and the working class than now, when union membership was a lot higher, when wage disparity wasn't quite as high. I mean, America's always had its issues, but like, what the hell are you talking about? The greatest country, the greatest the country's ever been 4 years ago in the middle of the pandemic. God, man, it really is a cult. It really is. I mean, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this? And what are you going to do with people who follow this?
Our country is a laughing stock all over the world. We are not going to let that continue.
You got laughed at by world leaders at a world conference. Like, literally everyone laughed at you in your face. He's such a joke, man.
Not for a minute. Thank you once again for coming out today. I would truly be honored to have your vote. Together, we're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country.
And again, why? That's also a ridiculous thing to say. Like that's just, I mean, it's very Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's very Trump. But it's just like, why even, by the worst president in history? Like, no, he isn't at all. Like, you could say Jimmy Carter. You could even say that. I mean, I don't agree with that, but you could say that and it would hold more credence. You could say so many people. Joe Biden's the worst president in the history of the United States. Like, not really. He really isn't.
And make America great again. Thank you.
Oh God, please don't let this man win. Oh my God, please don't let this man win. I mean, God, it's going to be exactly like what it was the first go round, but worse, but much worse. Oh my God. Oh. Well, at least we had a fun stream today. We had a fun stream and a long stream. And I appreciate and love all of y'all, man. I really do. Things are coming together well. As I'm sure some of y'all saw, we'll be interviewing Annie on the 14th, and we're going to be doing a lot more activities like that here. we're going to be doing a lot more. I'm going to be doing a lot more across the board. And I mean, it's just time. I'm just in a place now where I need to start doing different types of things and branching out. It's warming up outside, so I'm about to be collaborating with people, linking up, going to the city, doing a lot of stuff. I'm looking forward to it. So, I no, I don't agree. I think Joe Biden was a better president than Obama. I think objectively, people don't like Joe Biden, and he's old, and people are really mad at him about Israel. But other than that, I think I don't know who to say, but I would, and this is just my opinion, but I think that I personally think that Joe Biden got a little more accomplished than Obama did. Obama was just more he was more liked, and Joe Biden's just kind of goofy. He's just always been a goofy guy. But again, this is all just a matter of opinion. We could talk. We could, in my mind, could change. Again, I don't know who it would be, but maybe we should have a discussion on that. Maybe we should have a whole discussion where we try to rank presidents and stuff like that. That'd be interesting. I think we should definitely do that. But yes. Oh, well, I'm glad that I could keep you company, and thank you for keeping me company, Mayor. I appreciate all of y'all. Now, y'all have a fantastic rest of the afternoon or the evening, depending on where you are. And again, I love and